Hello and welcome to our session on mastering English vocabulary for civil service examinations. And the 5 words which we are going to consider in today's session and learn by heart are supercilious, egalitarian, intransigent, gainsay, and finally maelstrom. Starting with supercilious. Supercilious means to exercise an attitude which contains a lot of pride or to become more arrogant and disdainful towards others is supercilious. In other words, when someone tries to get others felt like the person in question is more superior to others, in that situation, the perfect term to rely on and reckon with is supercilious. यानी इस टर्म को आप एक ऐसी सिचुएशन में यूज करेंगे when a person or when a particular person tries to exercise excessive authority over you, tries to become more superior to you. In that instance, the term which can perfectly depict that situation or behavior of that person is supercilious. Example: the diplomat's supercilious behavior amounted to the country's heavy losses. Second example: his supercilious way of communication made everyone feel unwelcomed. So this is how we can use supercilious in our communications. Again, supercilious means to exercise excessive pride, to become arrogant or disdainful towards others is supercilious. And the second term is egalitarian or egalitarianism. Egalitarian is a belief held by members of a given society under which those members try to treat everyone equally regardless of beliefs, caste, creed or religion of rest of the members of that society. That belief system is called egalitarian or egalitarianism. यानी इस वर्ड को हम एक ऐसी सोसाइटी को डिपिक्ट और एक्सप्लेन करने के लिए यूज़ करते हैं जहाँ के मेंबर्स में ये बिलीफ पाया जाए कि एवरीवन शुड बी ट्रीटेड इक्वली without any discrimination regardless of their beliefs, nationality, language, creed or caste. उस सिस्टम को और इस आइडियल को हम कहते हैं egalitarianism, या उस सोसाइटी को हम कहते हैं कि that given society is an egalitarian society. For instance, हमारे Prophet peace be upon him ने जो स्टेट ऑफ मदीना इस्टेब्लिश किया था about 1400 plus years ago, उस सोसाइटी में हर इंसान को इक्वालिटी की बेस पर ट्रीट किया जाता था रिगार्डलेस ऑफ देयर रिलीजियस बिलीफ्स. तो उस सोसाइटी को हम कहते हैं कि दैट सोसाइटी वाज एन एगालिटेरियन सोसाइटी. सो व्हेन यू आर टू रेफर टू अ सोसाइटी जहां पर हर किसी को रिगार्डलेस ऑफ देयर जेंडर, रिलीजन, नेशनैलिटी और बिलीफ सिस्टम अगर इक्वली ट्रीट किया जाए तो उस सोसाइटी को जिस टर्म के थ्रू आप रेफर करेंगे वो एगालिटेरियन, या उस सोसाइटी को हम कहेंगे कि दैट सोसाइटी इज एन एगालिटेरियन सोसाइटी. एग्जाम्पल: an egalitarian society always attempts to provide equal opportunities to all and sundry. Second example: he always advocates for a more egalitarian distribution of resources. So this is how we can use egalitarian in our communication. Again, egalitarian is a belief system held by members of a given society under which those members attempt to treat everyone equally, or they really support for equal treatment of all people regardless of their religion, nationality, language or caste. Such society is called an egalitarian society, and a culture in which all members of a society are treated equal is an egalitarian society. And the third term is gainsay. Gainsay means to deny, to refuse to accept authority or to contradict something is gainsay. Example: it is difficult to gainsay his expertise in global politics. Second example: given the country's deteriorating climate profile, it is next to impossible to gainsay the country's excessive use of fossil fuels and emissions of carbons. So this is how we can use gainsay in our communications. Again, gainsay means refuse to accept authority of a given individual or to reject a fact. And the fourth term is intransigent. Intransigent is an individual who refuses to reconsider or review his opinion, his notion in an outright manner on a given fact, or who refuses to accept the authority of an individual is intransigent. यानी इस टर्म को हम एक ऐसी सिचुएशन में यूज़ करते हैं when a given person or when a particular individual refuses or rejects the authority of someone, when he denies the credibility of a given fact. तो उस सिचुएशन में जिस टर्म को हम यूज़ करते हैं वो intransigent है. Intransigent is a behavior of a person or it's an attitude of a person through which that person rejects the authority, legitimacy or credibility of any person, or under which a person rejects the validity of a given fact is intransigent. Example: the government's intransigent mode of operation widens trust deficit between the state and society. Second example: His intransigent behavior during the negotiations made any breakthrough between the two countries almost impossible. So this is how we can use intransigent in our communications. Again, intransigent is a behavior or a situation in which a person refuses to review or reconsider his notions, his ideas, his standpoint. And finally, maelstrom. Maelstrom is a confusing, violent, disorderly or a chaotic situation. And it's a situation in which disorder becomes order of the day. To express such a situation, the word to reckon with is maelstrom. यानी इस वर्ड को आप एक ऐसी सिचुएशन में यूज़ करेंगे जब आपकी सराउंडिंग में किसी तरह की डिस्टर्बेंस हो, एक chaotic environment हो, जहाँ पर ऑर्डर नाम की कोई चीज़ ना हो, इंस्टेबिलिटी हो, तो उस सिचुएशन को जिस टर्म के थ्रू हम एक्सप्लेन एंड एक्सप्रेस करते हैं वो maelstrom है. Example, the country is caught in the maelstrom of political unrest and economic unsustainability. Second example, the authorities in the country exercise indifference to the maelstrom confronting the country's future. Again, maelstrom is a situation full of disorder, disruption, chaos, violence and instability is maelstrom. So this is time to call it a day, but before signing off, it is better to revisit and revise the words which we just discussed. And the first term was supercilious. Supercilious means to become excessive arrogant or to act in a disdainful manner towards someone. Is supercilious. The second term was egalitarian. Egalitarian is a belief held by members of a society under which those members treat everyone equally regardless of their nationality, belief system, creed or color is egalitarian. The third term was gainsay. Gainsay means to reject or refuse to accept a given fact or to deny the authority of a person is gainsay. The fourth term was intransigent. Intransigent is someone who refuses to review or reconsider his opinion or his notion on a given situation or area is intransigent. Or a person who acquires an uncompromising standpoint is intransigent. And finally, maelstrom. Maelstrom is a situation full of chaos, disorder, commotion and disturbance or a volatile situation is maelstrom. Happy learning together. Thank you very much.